So I don't really have a talk. I don't have slides. I was going to make it a show and tell. The title I just thought up of today is I Create Robot Rescue, right? So this is the iRobot Create. It's been rescued twice already. Yeah. So
Pretty good shape for
this
rescue.
one originally was donated Hackerspace way back in the
Big box and all that.
yeah. They had some cameras and all that. Someone donated it.
v8.10.
So for I think for a few years it sat in Hackerspace doing nothing. And then eventually time for spring cleaning in Hackerspace and we wanted to discard it. So that was my first rescue, paid $50 for it. And then it sat in my home since around 2000 maybe or 2013. It didn't do very much at home either until COVID came by, right? So when no one was looking, I connected it to a Raspberry Pi clone. I could control it with my Wii controller. Yeah, nobody was looking because we were all working from home. Yeah, during COVID. Yeah, then after that, if I remember correctly, then the batteries didn't last very long because it had already been 10 years old. Yeah. So it just got slotted in one corner of the house. And then last year during my wife's spring cleaning, every mid-year we have a spring cleaning. Hari Raya. I found it outside the house. So that was a second rescue. Yeah. All right. So because I did tell her one time that the batteries don't work anymore. So the batteries were nickel metal hydride. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is it.
Yeah.
It's very safe, but
Yeah.
unfortunately I think it has lasted its life already.
Oh, it's amazing.
So I dismantled it.
Okay, never mind.
I can never put it back again together.
I have an offer for you, but continue.
Yeah. So that went that way. I no longer have a use for this, except maybe I could save the connectors for this and add in my own batteries. But along the timeline, right? I also rescued 3 more Roombas from the void decks in HDB. Yeah, so I have
These things.
different models. Yeah, the first one is me Roborock, the very first generation. Sam, you wanted me to see if I wanted to root it, right? Yeah. So that one, my wife has grown attached to it, right? And she doesn't notice it, but I do notice she speaking to it. Okay. I'm not gonna touch that one. Yeah. So but thankfully, what's that? We have a spare battery of the Roborock. Yeah. Thankfully, it fits right there. It's stuck. It won't even drop out.
That's really convenient. So
Yeah, I know. But I still dare not cut these wires off. So just for experimentation's sake, right? For the very first time, I dismantled this robot and found it was really ugly inside. There's several PCBs and these charging connectors at the bottom here connect to the main PCB, the CPU, and then it goes to connect to a power distribution PCB down here. But the battery connects directly to the distribution PCB. So for me to be safe, I unplugged from the charging port to the power distribution PCB and powered it with this battery through this wire. Didn't work. So I had to plug back that charging circuit into it. Then it could work, but it doesn't give me any confidence that I might accidentally charge it either through here or here and create havoc with this battery. Because this is lithium ion. They're very fragile. Yeah. Yeah. So if you overvoltage it dies or maybe catastrophically, right? So anyway, I shared out the wire here and then oh, I'm missing a wire. Just a second. Yeah, it's all over. Made a special wire with the fuse just in case. I'm very frightened. And if we plug it in, and then plug it in here, and if you hit the on button, ta-da! Yeah, so it works. Yeah, so it's very first generation, so the music is just beatbox, yeah.
No,
Not much more than that.
The later generation also very similar music.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah, so it can roll. I like the rolling mechanism, yeah. It's better than our modern me. The cliff detection is much better than our modern me robots. It really will not go over the into the kitchen because I have an overhang. So this one does it quite well. My me robot and the Roomba 600 will still fall into the kitchen. So strangely enough, this one is really good with the cliffhangers. I'm sorry, not cliffhanger. Detection. Yeah. So you might be wondering, I'm sorry.
It was no clear thing at the front.
Oh, okay. So this one is a infrared sensor
For the lighthouses.
for the base station. So if it's anywhere close to it and it detects the base station, it's
It's a print.
it's a lens, yeah.
Yeah.
There are two infrared devices, opto detectors there, and it will sense where to go towards the Yeah.
And this is a charge to roll.
a charge, and the charge terminals are at the bottom.
Just two, is that
Yeah.
weights?
Okay.
Yeah, two nickel. I suppose they take AC of 21 volts. Yeah, and then regulate and charge.
What's the voltage of that battery?
This one is 16.8 or 4S.
But like we did this was like 14.4 volts around there.
Yeah, so it's compatible in terms of voltage.
Yeah, just a bit over.
So now you're wondering, how do I charge this battery? So initially, right, I plugged it into my wife's me robot. Waited 3 hours and continued playing. Until I found on AliExpress a charging module for 4S's. Ta-da! Over there. Yeah. So I built up the circuit around it. Last year I gave a talk on how I like small Ubuntu devices, modules. So that one when I presented was a 64 megabyte version. This Ubuntu chip has 256 megabytes. Yeah, getting beefier. So yeah, this is from Saipit, but the maker of the chip is SoftGo. Yeah. From a company, no, SoftGo or Sofon. Oh, I'm mixing up the stories, I think. Sofon is
So,
three body
Yeah.
problem. SoftGo 2002. So it's, this is the mid-range model at 256 megabytes RAM inside it. And then the higher model is 512 megabytes. So it runs a pretty decent Ubuntu. The nice thing about Linux is always in networking and updatability, right? I mean, you want to log in, you want to do remote update.
RM/RM.
Yeah.
oh, that was really clean.
So this was the board I presented last year, right? January last year. This one is 64 megabytes.
It's chunky.
It's
This 64 megabytes.
So this thing runs into. Yeah.
With great difficulty because it's 64 megabytes.
It runs a bit of a way.
It runs. Run-ish.
It lives.
So I haven't gotten very much with the software, but I intend to create a chart of its programming curves and stuff like that. So that's where I am. So my wife still asks me, so why do you want to keep this robot, right? So I frantically searched the internet. I found this. Ta-da! $40. It's the motor with a worm gear for the mop.
Also, it is a really good one.
Yeah. So you attach these at the bottom, magnetic, and then they come with felt pads. Not this is my mask. Okay, so I got this motor. I was so happy, right? And then I discovered WTF, so many wires just to drive the motor. And then I learned, I guessed actually, by probing the multimeter of the pins. It's actually a 3-phase brushless motor.
Wow.
Oh, so I had to wait for another month searching for yeah, motor drivers. And then because I panicked, I bought a few motor drivers. Okay, this one is too chunky. I think this is meant for a model aeroplane.
Yeah.
I decided not to use that because this one works well, but I can't show it to you working because it needs a potentiometer to set the voltage and the speed. Yeah. So on that board that's going around right now, there is an A to D converter. Through the remote shell, I can turn on and off the voltage for the D to A converter to control the speed. So that works, but I can't show it to you today. So sorry. Yeah, so the next hard thing to do was, damn it, how to make these two holes, right? So I was thinking of ideas how to cut these two holes, right? So I drew it with what you call it, food powder, the container 40 mm. I drew around, still looked at it. Shall I cut here, cut there, and all that? Then when I went to work, I realized that they had a set of those. Whole store. Whoa!
Yeah.
Tucked it under my arm, brought it home. So now it fits nicely. Yeah. Well, it's a little offset, but I tried my best. I don't have CNC capabilities. So, yeah, it goes like that. But I haven't powered the whole thing up yet. Yeah, it's a little offset, you can see it. Yeah. And then with these, hopefully they can, it turns, but I have not tried it with the pads yet on the floor. So I don't know what kind of forces are going to make this thing stay still or move around. So this is as far as I got.
You should give it a roll there, make it high.
All right, I think that's the end of my